In March, much of America went on lockdown. The COVID-19 pandemic was surging, the number of dead from the virus growing exponentially. Only workers deemed essential were asked to report to work.
Hello.
Over the last several months, four of them opened their lives to us through video diaries and interviews.
Today is going to be a busy day for me. I picked up quite a few shops.
A mother who shops for people who don't want to risk going to the store.
There's only so much you can do whenever you're in an aisle that's only like 4 feet across. I'm scared for sure. It sucks because we're not really getting what we need from Shipt. My parents ask me all the time, why is it that you do it? Because I don't have a choice. I have to. I still have bills to pay.
Streets are very empty, very much empty. I'm outside working, got only one job for $10.41. My account is right now in negative $689. Being out here, being at the risk, I have two options. Either I can choose my safety, or I can choose the financial crisis.
A father who drives for Uber and Lyft in an empty city, trying to pay the bills.
I'm about to start a 16-hour shift.
This virus is destroying people's lives. We do get some people back, but this virus is winning. It's really something like we've never seen before.
I'm feeling a little like I don't want to go to work, but I want to go to work. I have to go to work.
A first responder attempting to save lives, fighting a novel virus that could kill him too.
There was a positive coronavirus case at Amazon. We were demanding that Amazon shut down for 2 weeks and pay us all.
If they are attacking us and having a complete disregard for our lives, then that means we need to defend ourselves and we need to do everything in our power to change this system completely.
And an Amazon worker who's fed up with corporate power.
Hello, DCH1 Associates. We want to inform you that last night we learned of a case of a contractor at DCH1 with COVID-19. The affected individual was last on site on March 17th. The site has been undergoing enhanced cleaning during the same time, and we are closely following the guidance from the
Starting in late March, workers at an Amazon facility in Chicago held a series of walkouts after hearing of coworkers testing positive for COVID-19. They were demanding the company shut down their warehouse until they could guarantee it was sanitized and safe for them to return.
We just got another confirmed case. Why are they so resistant to cleaning the facility to make it safe? We are all more than Amazon workers. We are people. We have people that love us. We don't want to get anybody sick.
This job is not worth our lives. If we drop dead in this damn place today, they won't say, oh, condolences or attend any of our funerals. We'll just be another dead-ass worker they'll replace before we even get cold in the ground. Won't send no funeral flowers either. That's all I got to say, y'all.
Thank you.
She's right. She's right. We're just a number. We're just a number.
In a written statement to Fault Lines, Amazon said, quote, "Our top concern is ensuring the health and safety of our employees."
Your package is here. I'm sorry. Your Corona-19 is here.
With so many sheltering at home and shopping online, workers like Christian were busier than ever.
Why is it that money is more valuable than our life? They're so greedy.
They don't give a about us and our lives, us and our health, us and our safety. Nothing.
Amazon would later announce sales up 26% over this time last year, and their stock value hit an all-time high.
Most of the stuff I've seen is non-essential goods, you know? If Amazon's being kept open because it's an essential, because it's an essential business, then they should only be shipping essential goods, you know?
And the company went on a hiring spree, bringing on 175,000 new people in mostly warehouse and delivery roles.
This right here is solidarity. All of our neighbors, our community came out to support. Even Scabby the rat showed up here. This is really inspiring. This feels really great.
I'm exposed to COVID a lot. I'm a Shipt shopper. I am in the grocery store every morning at 8 a.m. and I don't leave until around 4 p.m. I hustle hard.
Business was booming for shopping services too, like Instacart and Shipt.
My husband is a mechanic. He works for a Ford dealership. They're commission. He's making about half of his normal pay. Luckily, I have been able to make that difference.
Even as unemployment in the U.S. hit nearly 15% in April, these companies were bringing on thousands of new workers each day.
It is totally up to us to take care of ourselves.
Gloves are expensive. They're like $10 a box. A box maybe lasts me 3 days. So actually, I'm gonna pan over here to so I have my snacks and everything for the day. I have a box of gloves over here, my Clorox wipes that I'm running low on, but all of that down there is just gloves. I have this mask that a friend of mine made for me. This one has, I think it's like 6 layers thick in order to help protect me. So I'm gonna get in, try to get this done quickly today. Wish me luck. I have been a stay-at-home mom since before my daughter was born. And so the first few days of shifting was so hard on me. Yay! This is where it gets really hard for me to talk about because it sucks. When I get home, in order to protect my family the best I can, I don't let my daughter hug me whenever I come in the door. Hi. She would run up to me and want to give me a hug. And all I could do is, no, stop. Stop. Don't touch me, baby. I've got to go take a shower. I have germs on me. What really sucks is that I could be doing that and still be carrying COVID because I'm in the store every single day.
I'm here sitting with my son. Are you good with your numbers? Can we hear it? Come.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I know I have to come out. I have to pay the bills. What do you miss the most about school?
Recess.
Recess? Unfortunately, last 3 to 4 hours, I didn't even get a single job. Are you missing school?
No.
You're not missing school? You like staying at home?
What's...
The only thing I can try to pay my bill is to come out and work. If I come out and work and there is no work, I don't know what to do. Really don't. Here's my wife.
Ali drives for Uber and Lyft in Philadelphia. He and other drivers saw work dry up overnight when stay-at-home orders went into effect.
I also have to make payments for the lease. I lease this car.
And as an independent contractor, like so many in the gig economy, they found themselves with no safety net and still needing to pay high overhead costs.
And I have not a single penny to pay any of them. So it's insane. As you can see, there is literally no one out. So all the drivers who are sitting at home, I'm getting calls from them. They're asking me different questions, what they should do. Most of them are worried about PUA, pandemic unemployment assistance. All of them are waiting when it will come, and we really don't know. So finally I got the job. I got the job for 1.5 mile. I think it will take me about 10 minutes. And the job price, the minimum price is $3.80, what I will get. After driving for so long, as you guys can see, it's super duper quiet. No one is out here. See all these bars and stuff, everything is closed. The job got canceled in the halfway because people don't want to wait. And now I got another job, and let's see and hope that this one won't get canceled.
I mean, I'm in for another 16. I don't know what to expect. Things are crazy. People are tired.
By April, the U.S. was the epicenter of the pandemic, and New York had the most deaths of any state by far.
We have wonderful EMTs and medics, but they're also young and inexperienced. And I think about that because this is going to weigh on them. To see this much death.
I went to a woman's house yesterday, This woman's husband was taking care of his mom, contracted the disease, got sick, passed away, and now the mother passed away, 4 or 5 days later. Of course, she's sitting there with face all covered and stuff in this house where 2 people died, the mother and son.
In about 2 months, the number of deaths in New York would surpass 30,000. Hospitals and morgues were overflowing with patients and bodies.
To be a paramedic, there's some of the most amazing people, EMTs and paramedics. In order to be one, you have to have some type of reservoir. There's something down there that you're able to dip into that keeps you hopeful. With this pandemic, that reservoir is empty. I get messages from people who say they're drinking too much now when they go home, or they can't sleep, they have nightmares. I had one this weekend tell me they were thinking about killing themselves. I'm sure there's others. It was a tough tour. After the tour, just kind of sit on the beach and gather your thoughts. We get paid $35,000 less than firefighters and cops. EMS over the last 4 years has lost 68% of its workforce. They leave because they're not making any money here and the benefits. And you need people with experience in regular times to manage this stuff. A lot of the EMS members are struggling. Here we are trying to, fight this enemy that, it's just, we're losing so much against it, and then we can't even, pay the rent.
Hey everyone, I'm running late to work. Amazon did not shut down. They're worried about making money. They're worried about moving the packages.
As the weeks went on, the company began texting Christian and his coworkers to notify them of the latest COVID cases in their warehouse. Despite additional safety measures that Amazon added, like temperature checks, thorough cleaning, and protective equipment, the texts kept coming.
Doesn't feel great to go in, but many of my coworkers are also in this same situation, and so we need to go in here and we need to fight. And so here I am, and that's it. We have bad news today, actually. One of our coworkers that is a part of our organizing committee, Chantrice, she just got diagnosed positive with COVID-19. This is what we were trying to prevent. Now she has it. This makes me very angry. As far as we've been told, we have 4 now, 4 confirmed cases, but we know there's more. We know that Amazon isn't telling us about everything. This is completely unacceptable. It's very angering, and it's also kind of scary,
According to news reports, there have been 8 known deaths of Amazon employees in the U.S. from COVID-19. Amazon did not give us an interview, but in a statement, they told us they've spent more than $800 million in the first half of the year on COVID-19 related safety measures. These texts weren't just being sent to workers in Chicago.
How many cases we got? 10! That's only the 10 known cases we got. We taking the power back.
And protests weren't only happening outside of Amazon.
I am not a robot. I am a nurse.
Workers across the country were demanding more.
This is the time that we need to make changes. This is the time that we need to get organized.
This would need a long, thick root instead of grass. I took the day off yesterday to try to help my daughter with some homework, try to just get a little bit of one-on-one time with her, because she's really missing me being at home with her. It was a day of like normal for us, which was nice.
Good morning, everyone. So
this morning I woke up to the stimulus check in my bank account, which makes me feel really good. It just went straight into our savings account because I don't have health insurance and I'm putting myself at risk every single day. It is 7:40 in the morning.
Like Ali, Ashley's also an independent contractor, not an employee.
My very first shop.
Hiring contractors can help save companies money since they aren't required to pay a minimum wage, overtime, offer health insurance, sick leave, family leave, or compensation if someone gets injured on the job.
I have 5 orders today.
Non-employees also don't have the legal right to form a union and negotiate for a better contract. So if they don't like the terms, the companies can say they're free to go.
I still do not have tracking on my protective equipment. They're still not implementing hazard pay, so I can at least pay for my own equipment. We're not getting what we need or what we're asking for, and we're not really asking for a lot.
On April 7th, shift workers stayed at home in protest, asking for hazard pay of $5 per order, and company-provided protective equipment, also known as PPE, for every shopper.
And we received an email that we were going to get PPE. The PPE that they provided us is a joke. They're providing us with a box of gloves and a 6-ounce hand sanitizer.
If I didn't have to do this for the money that I'm getting paid to do it, I wouldn't be doing it. Just because of the risk that is going into it. My husband needs my help, and that's what I'm gonna do. I would rather help my family financially and go through my day feeling unappreciated and underpaid than to lose everything that my husband has worked so hard for our family.
I finally received my PPE yesterday.
In late April, Ashley told us she got 1 box of gloves and 2 small bottles of hand sanitizer from Shipt in the mail. She also got a small bonus, but so far, there's no hazard pay.
Shipt. This is what we're getting.
Shipt declined our request for an interview.
Hard.
Meet Shipt. Shipt is a same-day service that offers
Instacart, Grubhub, Uber, Lyft, all of these different services where somebody is working for a company and providing a special service to you is a tippable service. I am on my way to go do some shifting. Chances are they're getting paid less than minimum wage. The whole point of a gig service is that the company can make X amount of dollars whenever they only have to pay their employee very, very little because it's a tippable service.
Yep, I'm online. So hi, it's me again, and I'm out driving around looking for a job.
For gig workers like Ashley and Ali, some relief came with the passage of a law in late March called the CARES Act. It allowed contractors to apply for unemployment insurance, a benefit they would normally be excluded from. Ali was able to apply for this at the end of April.
So I'm here about to start the Pennsylvania Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, which is Pennsylvania PUA. I'm receiving $845 every week. Most of the drivers have to make weekly car payments, Uber insurance. So with this $845 I'm getting it, we must need $500 just to pay for our cars. Then we left with $300 from this PUA money. So question is that enough to pay mortgage, bills, and food? Answer is very simple. No, it's not enough. So situation is critical. We don't know what will happen in future. Keep our fingers crossed. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
I just finished another 16-hour shift, and it was busy. Another busy day. Unfortunately, this morning, I got news that late last night, one of the EMTs in the Bronx, who has about 1.5 years on the job, another young kid dealing with an unprecedented amount of people dying in the streets, killed himself. It's a kid. Had his whole life ahead of him. They found his body in Western Queens, and the medics who found him in the street transported him to Bellevue, but there was nothing they can do. For the last few months, he was having a lot of trouble coping with what he's seeing with COVID. He's probably not going to be the last. There's going to be more. don't sleep well anymore. I just woke up again to go to work. I just sit on the edge of the bed now for a few minutes to try and get myself motivated. I'm feeling it. The mayor's talking about laying off essential healthcare workers because of the budget shortcomings. He's such a terrible mayor. This president is talking about, only 100,000 people gonna die, and the number keeps going up. America was supposed to be the best, right? That's what I keep being told. We're far from it. Everybody dropped the ball.
By June, more than 100,000 people had died from the coronavirus in the U.S. And 1 in 4 American workers had filed for unemployment. More than 40 million people.
What's up, y'all? We made it, June 2020. It's the halfway point of this new year, of this third decade of the new millennium.
You can hear helicopters going over. All day long they've been flying over. The protests in Brooklyn are happening not too far from where I live.
Just as corona cases were starting to slow, hundreds of thousands of Americans left their homes and flooded the streets in a wave of civic actions demanding an end to police violence and justice for George Floyd, one of the latest unarmed black men to be killed by police.
And we're still dealing with COVID.
The counting of coronavirus deaths revealed that, like the police, it too was disproportionately killing black people. This moment also revealed that essential workers are disproportionately people of color and the lowest paid.
We've now had at least 10 cases that DCH1 management has notified us about.
By the time the pandemic ends, we know that the country will be different. What we don't know is how.
Now in June, Amazon has decided to take away our $2 hazard pay. They have deemed that we no longer need that hazard pay because now they want everything to return to normal, you know? This is making a lot of my coworkers angry, and it's making a lot of folks angry that usually don't get angry, you know?
Hi y'all, today is June 5th. I have officially not been shifting for about 2.5, 3 weeks. That first, I wanna say 2 or 3 weeks of the pandemic, tips were really good. But then as the fear started to settle and people weren't as scared to get out, then the tips started going down. I'm getting paid on some of my shops only $7. And this shop took me an hour and a half. So I got paid $7, which is not even minimum wage for an hour's worth of work. It just became not worth it to me anymore. The walkout, in my opinion, was successful to a point, but we're not gonna get all of our demands at one time. Until those things happen, I won't go back unless I have to fill a hole in my income, because I will not be taken advantage of. I will not be treated like I'm disposable. I will not work for pennies and dimes.
As a gig worker, I've realized that we are one of the big part of this economy, but we didn't have any labor protection. Our biggest fight will be against all these gig companies to make sure we get our rights, not only now, but for future.
Protests need to happen. There needs to be reform. Maybe it needs to be all torn down so that maybe we can start over again, because the system we have is broken. COVID happened, people couldn't go one paycheck. One paycheck. That's a system that's failing.
America's gonna have to look itself in the mirror and be like, you know, what do we want as a country to be like? It can't be this. It can't be this.
I think that we all need to play our part in making this world a better place to live in. How are these mass movements making change? Right now, they're getting out into the streets. They're organizing marches. That's the basis of how it is that we're going to create change in this society.
Shut it down! No justice!